Yo, what's going on everyone, Zkarma here and welcome back to another Borderlands 3 video. Today I wanted to talk about the bonus boss loot event and let you know exactly what bosses you can farm during this event. And I'm also going to show you how to know the exact drop rates going on right now for each individual item. So before I get into this video, if you find it informative or helpful in any way, a like rating is always appreciated, and if you want to subscribe for more content like this, that'll be awesome as well. First off, I need to acknowledge that yesterday a lot of you guys noticed that some bosses were not dropping their dedicated loot at a higher rate. These bosses included Katagawa Jr., Genevieve, Kilovolt, Warden, and the raid bosses. And this was a real bummer since those bosses have a Mayhem 6 loot attached to them. However, late last night Gearbox has fixed this problem with a silent hotfix, and you can now enjoy farming these enemies with a 100% dedicated drop rate. Yes, even raid bosses like Anathema. So you'll be able to farm for the Stinger Shield at a 100% drop rate. I'll be making a video of farming this boss for 50 kills to show you what my drop rates are like. So now I want to explain how you can know the current drop rates for each weapon. Because remember, the dedicated drop rates is 100%. But some enemies have more than one drop assigned to them, so I have a very simple way for you to figure this out on your own. Well, what you want to do is simply head over to this spreadsheet. I will leave a link in the pinned comment below. This was created by Spire, so credit goes to him. Anyway, this list will show you the regular drop rates before this event. So what you want to do is find the drop rate you are interested in. So first, we will look at a base game weapon. This means weapons that drop from the main game and not DLC. Well, let's say you want to see the Monarch, for example. It says that the drop rate is a 16.5%. Well, what you want to do is divide this by 30 and we get 0.55, which means that we are currently having a 55% drop rate for this weapon. Now let's say we want to do a different one. Let's say the Big Boom Blaster. As you can see, the Big Boom Blaster here says it's a 10% drop rate. So we divide 10 by 30 and we get 0.33333. So that is a 33.33% drop rate with this update. Anyway, now for class mods that are locked behind trials, all of these should have a 50% drop rate right now. So if you're looking for any of these class mods, this is your best chance at farming for them. And now for DLC weapons, most of them should be at a 100% drop rate. For DLC 3, every single weapon should have a 100% drop rate. For DLC 2, most of them should have a 100% drop rate. I think the only exception is Ice Stub, which I believe has a 50-50 between the Skullmasher and the Cocky Bastard. As for DLC number 1, every single weapon should have a 100% drop rate. And I also wanted to mention that a lot of you seem to be asking about the Old God Shield. Well, this does not have a dedicated source, so it is not being affected by this update. And now for raid bosses. Yes, raid bosses are also affected by this update, but their dedicated chance is more complicated than normal bosses. So whenever I make my Anathema video farming it 50 times on Mayhem 10, I'll be explaining exactly how raid boss loot works. Moving on, I also wanted to answer a very common question. Does boss loot event work on DLC enemies? Yes, it does. As you can tell so far from my gameplay, every time I kill a mock here in DLC number 2, I am getting an unseen threat. Same with Aista, every time you kill him, you either get a Cocky Bastard or a Skullmasher. As for DLC 3, like I already explained, let's say you want to farm the Light Show or the Beacon, you can head over to their dedicated drop locations and enjoy that sweet loot because there is a 100% rate for any weapon in DLC number 3. So yeah guys, that is basically how you figure out the dedicated drop rates going on right now during this event. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you found this informative or helpful in any way, a like rating is always appreciated, and if you want to subscribe for more content like this, that'll be awesome as well. Have an awesome rest of your day, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace out.